All right, welcome everyone. I'm Carlos Barreras. I'm here on behalf of my organization called the Free Cyber Clinic. We're a nonprofit organization. Can you hit the next slide for me? So these are my colleagues. We have Katrina over here, and we have Mon. Mon is our Free Cyber Clinic treasurer, and I'm the head of the Veterans Committee. Next slide, please. So this is a little bit about what we're going to talk about, our agenda here. So we're going to talk about something called the care process. It's pretty much how the cyber clinic works to go forth and analyze a business. We're going to talk about training and development. Katrina's going to talk about her member experience. She's a relatively new member. She's going to just give the lowdown on what she's experienced so far, our outreach with other states and just with other communities, and what's the future for the Free Cyber Clinic. Thank you. So this is a little bit about us. These are the original founding members of the Free Cyber Clinic about 3 years ago, was it? Yeah, about 3 years ago. Mon, you're one of the originals, right? No, never mind. Okay. So essentially, what we do in a nutshell, and I'll explain more about it in a little bit, is that we help out small businesses secure their online and physical presence. So we go out to these small businesses like dry cleaners or a coffee shop, like any small mom and pop place that you'll see, right? And we try and solve the gap in cybersecurity where cybersecurity has a big push for people to come in, but these places that are hiring don't care that you don't have any experience. They're not going to hire you. So we're trying to bridge that gap, right? Small businesses are like one of the prime targets for malicious hackers. Thank you, Mon. They're one of the prime targets for malicious hackers, right? Because most of the time, small business owners don't really care about securing their online presence. They just don't think they're a target. In reality, they are the target. And then we go to those small businesses and we essentially have our students be trained so they can enter the workforce, essentially bridging that gap. All right, next slide. So this is a little bit of our academic diversity of the people that are involved in the Free Cyber Clinic. And the reason why I bring this up is although our majority is either computer science or cybersecurity, we do have a bunch of other people here like economics, law, business. And it's not mentioned here because it's a little too small of a section, but we do have art majors, right? We need people that want to come down and design like the logos for us. We also have legalities, right? When you're dealing with these small businesses, you have to be able to be very cautious in how you tread, and that deals with a lot of legal work. Not all of us are those majors or those sound in that area. So we have people that need the experience for that. So we can help out with that too. Look, one more. Oh. Yeah, I was also going to mention like production too. Oh no, go back.
Oh, okay.
Diversity.
Gotcha. My bad.
We also need people that like want to do podcasts or do public relations. So like this is one of our members back here, and he's doing a little bit of the production work as well. So even though he's not, in the technical field of cybersecurity, he's helping himself out and helping out the clinic. All right, next one. So what do? A little bit going more in depth. Next slide. So this is the care process. First and foremost, we care about cybersecurity first. And that means going to these businesses, assessing them, and then providing remediation. When we go to these small businesses, we don't actually fix anything for them. That would involve a little bit more of like intensity and honestly not being so much on the nonprofit side. We go there and we analyze completely top down for their network security. Do they lock their windows? Do they lock their doors? Do they have their passwords out? Do they have employee documentation just laid out anywhere? So we're trying to give them like a full analysis of what's going on with their businesses. And then lastly, we try to educate that small business owner. We've got two types of different business owners that we essentially can meet. Someone that's really eager to learn to how to secure their online presence, and someone that just doesn't care. Someone that just says, hey, do the work for me. Okay, that's what I need to fix, thanks, bye. But ideally, what we're trying to do is we're trying to educate our community. We're trying to reduce that attack realm for these hackers that, they don't necessarily look at small businesses anymore. It's just like an easy picking, right? As that low-hanging fruit. Okay, and then we're going to talk about training development. Okay, so this is a little bit about what we do for training. We have a few certificates that we aim at. The primary one is Security Plus. That's probably like your most standard certification when you're entering cybersecurity. And although it's like a baseline certification, I don't think it's a joke. It took me roughly about 4 months of studying, and I don't think I could have done that as fast or as timely without the help of the clinic. And that means one-on-one mentoring, one-on-one study sessions, right? We have members that will literally take time out of their day to help you out for free. And we're also looking at other certifications like Project Plus. We're trying to feel out the waters in terms of like what certifications are relevant for our members. Go ahead and hit the next one. These are some of the tools that we have for our website. Next slide, please. So with Security Plus, it's probably our most well-progressed training. We have Security Plus practice exams on here, and we can also tell you, hey, this is the likely chance of you like passing Security Plus. These are the hours that you might want to hit. So we're pretty meticulous in like our training, right? Because when we go to these small businesses, we want to make sure that you know what you're talking about, right? It's also the face of the clinic that you're representing. It's also important to note that when we go to these small businesses, we do it as a team, and the team lead has Security Plus. One member of our organization has to have it in order to tackle on these analysis. Okay. This is a little bit of the technical training workshops that we do. This is our sister organization called Layer Zero. They're also a UNLV cybersecurity club, and we work with them, with their colleagues, to try and see, hey, how can we come together and train our members on both sides. Next one. We also compete in cyber competitions, and we do pretty well. In the last one that we did, we ranked Diamond for the National Cyber League, so that was pretty good. We're also in the middle of trying to get kind of like a special ops cyber team that's willing to go to every single cyber competition. So one of the things that we try and push more than anything that I see is that if you have a fire burning inside of you just to learn, just to get into this industry, this organization is going to fuel that fire. It's as big as you want it to go. And I think I'm a testament to that, honestly. I've only got about a year of cybersecurity experience underneath my belt, and I've got a pretty good paying job in it after a lot of hard work with the help of the clinic. Okay, so this is a few stats that we're pretty proud of. So out of our membership, we have a 94% first attempt pass rate of Security Plus. Next slide. And we have a 2-month average of completion time during the semester. So that's during the semester all students are studying for something non-Security Plus. So that's something we're pretty proud of. And on top of that, we have a 100% postgraduate employment rate. That's something we're extremely proud of. It also helps out the cybersecurity industries, dying for experienced professionals. All right. We have a lot of internship opportunities. We're deep into talks with the National Science Foundation, the NSA, Clark County, and the city of Las Vegas. So we're always trying to figure out, what opportunities can we have for our members to get in terms of internships. Okay, Katrina's going to talk a little bit about her experience of what she's come into the clinic and her thoughts right now.
Hi, I'm Katrina. Thank you, Carlos. My experience as a member, I'm relatively new, like he stated. I joined back in August of 2022. I kind of hit the ground running when I joined FCC, which is something that I, do a lot when I join a lot of organizations, but a lot of stuff that we have at UNLV is they're more like clubs that, they don't really do that much work. It's kind of more interact with the community, but FCC, they allow you to interact with clients like head-on, face to face. You actually impact people's lives, and you can see your work, like how it changes. So when I first joined, I was immediately put on a clinic team because I asked, and they trusted me with that, and I got a return value. I got to work with clinics. I got to work with small businesses and see how it affected them. It's one of those things that you don't really get from just a degree or even a little bit of work experience, because as a CS major, you sit behind a desk and you code. I didn't get that experience beforehand, and I'm glad that I was able to get that now. I've gone on a few other clinic events, such as CES. I'm pretty sure a few people in here have heard of it. They feature new technologies that are coming out, and as a person who comes from low-income household, there's no way I would have been able to attend events like that. It was the first time that I've ever been to something like that, and without the clinic, I would have never been able to really get into that area of computer science and cybersecurity that I really wanted to. Further on, I did recently graduate with my bachelor's in CS, and I've always wanted to be a professor. And there's no way I could have achieved that because all of my merit-based scholarships and grants would have ran out at my bachelor's year. But through the Free Cyber Clinic, they actually funded my PhD. So I'm currently doing my PhD at UNLV because of them. And I give to the clinic and they give back to me. And even though I've only been in it for about maybe 6 months, I've gained so much more experience than I did in like the 3-4 years that I've done my bachelor's.
Big time, yeah. I actually want to speak to that too, is that through my surprise, this past semester, they actually gave me a scholarship too. So I didn't ask for it. The clinic just gave back to me and they saw my hard work and they wanted to reward me for that. Another thing that I totally missed to say is that we actually do help pay for Security Plus once you pass the certification as well too. We also have 2 tiers of membership right now. We have the Initiate, which is you associating with the Free Cyber Clinic, and then there's the actual membership. The membership, which by the way, there's no dues, there's nothing like that. Once you actually get to the membership level, then you start to like open up all the opportunities that the clinic gives you. That's about a 4-month period, right? From Initiate to a full-blown member where you get all these awesome benefits.
And something that Carlos hasn't stated is members are for life. So even if you graduate, or even if you don't go to college, right, and you join and you become a member, you could always come back and still interact with the clinic. And if you don't have the time to do, research or maybe even interact with clients, you're still a member. You can still participate and you can still help the clinic in other ways. Even if you're not in computer science, even if you're not a student, right, we always have a place for you.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we're also trying to build is that sense of like fraternity, sorority that say other professions have, like police departments or firemen, for computer people, for people that are technically inclined. With me being the head of the Veterans Committee, we have a decent amount of veterans that have come out of the military seeking that sense of like camaraderie that is just nowhere to be found in the civilian life, right? So that's something that we're also trying to get going. There's a lot of like good nature, like heart stuff that really gets me jazzed about the clinic in that sense. All right, we want to go ahead and Mon's going to take it over. Mon, I think you need the, thank you.
Okay, how's it going, everyone? Not only are we focused on the technical skills of individuals in our clinic, right? We also want to focus on their soft skills, such as how they're like communication, right? So how we are able to, help improve their communication skills is by having them go to these networking events and public speaking, like we are doing here now, right? And this not only helps improve, that technical side where we're trying to get you guys those certifications and all of those accolades, right? We're also trying to improve your soft skills and being able to communicate. So if you go to the next slide. So yeah, here's some more networking opportunities we have. So we work with we do an annual meeting with the ONCD. They come over to UNLV and we host this networking event where students can go and interact with these ONCD officials and learn more about the opportunities they have. And then next slide. And then we were able to send 5 individuals over to Washington, D.C. to meet with CISA's director, Jen Easterling.
Oh,
and then, yep, you can go to the next slide. And then some big events we were able to fund students to go on was DEF CON. So our initial year, we were only able to send a couple students, 10, and as we continue to grow as an organization, we were able to send more students to go to DEF CON. And then as an organization, we're open to partnering up with other communities and individuals. So here are some some cyber communities we've collaborated with in the past, like WeSys, Girls Who Code, and ISACA. Next slide. And we do have a social media presence. If you do have social media, we are on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and we do have a podcast going on just so we can get the members to know more about our history and for other people to learn more about what we have going on. And then what's next? What do we have going on 5 to 10 years into the future? Well, if you go to the next slide, currently we're only based in Vegas, right? 5 to 10 years, we're going to change that. What we have here is the initial model in Vegas, right? So our plan is to have our model be spread across the country through student-led chapters and having 365 year-round operations, right? And this would not only strengthen the local communities, right, as they would have these clinics supporting their small businesses, but we would also have, more individuals. And then, with that being said, we would be able to expand our services, right, to penetration testing, continuous monitoring, endpoint detection and response. So, next slide. And yeah, thank you.
And do you guys have any questions for us? Anything that we can answer?
So I know you guys have like a boot camp for building security plus, and that one's when you have to pay for, I believe. But this one, what's the difference between? I know this one's free. What's the difference between the boot camp and the clinic?
The boot camp from like UNLV?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, we're entirely different things. The boot camp, the cybersecurity boot camp that's hosted by UNLV that's a total like UNLV specific thing. We started at UNLV, but we're really growing past it at this point. Is that fair to say, Mon?
Yeah. I'd say with this org, it's completely self-paced, you could say, right? With a boot camp, you're paying money, and you're going to have to follow their curriculum, right? With us, we do have a curriculum for you to follow, but at the end of the day, it's how you push yourselves to complete these certifications.
I would also argue that it's also a chance for you to just get to know other people that are in the space too. I think one cheesy thing that's said around with cybersecurity is that's a team effort, and you have to be adaptable in this environment. And I would argue that for yourself. If this is an industry that you want to walk into, you have to be able to communicate and teamwork with other people. And while we're training you, you're also getting to know everyone that can go into these different niche sectors of cybersecurity that you're going to have to pull from eventually. For you just to do a good job, you can't just do everything on your own.
And because we're student-led and student-run, not only do you get experience in the area that you want, but also, like you said, you get that experience talking to other people in other areas, right? The PR department relies on the internal website people. Yeah, one is software development, one is marketing, but they have to talk to you at some point in the workplace. And we give that experience in a comfortable environment, so that way mistakes are allowed to be made and you can get better.
Absolutely, yeah. I think another crucial thing that Mon did talk about is those soft skills. Being able to talk to people, especially non-technical people, is a serious skill that is underdeveloped in cybersecurity. When you talk to anyone that's in cybersecurity, half the time they're going to be talking to other departments that have no clue about what cybersecurity really is. So us presenting to you and having to translate what we do, it's sort of a broad, generalized audience is a part of that. We're training literally right now with you guys.
So I guess basically you're saying you want to normalize tech talk as opposed to we have this standard stereotype of geek.
Yeah, exactly. We want to be able to, I guess, humanize what cybersecurity is instead of you having to do a year or more of work to really understand what cybersecurity is. I mean, it's a skill. Anyone else have a question?
So for people in Las Vegas area that have no affiliation with UNLV, can they still join just like as if they are, like all the UNLV personnel? Yeah,
you don't need to be a student. We're just looking for really passionate people that want to help out the clinic. But firstly, I know the attraction is you want to help out yourself. But I guarantee you that as soon as you get to come into the clinic, you'll want to give back.
So because you're saying that you started at UNLV, but now you're a separate entity with a plan to grow.
Yes.
So I'm interested, I can say that, because so I'm a vet, right, and I've used my vet benefits recently, to grow with Google's IT support, cybersecurity. So I'm working to sit for the Secure Plus like next month. So
Oh, cool.
I'm interested in community because I'm new to Vegas, and I don't have a whole lot of people to talk to.
Yeah.
Right? That you know, or if I'm saying, well, I'm working on Python and I need you to help me out with this CLI, the eyes are kind of going,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm in. We can talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You don't have to be a student to apply.
Yeah.
While most of our people, like most of our members and initiatives are students because we do our meetings at UNLV, which we're trying to branch off of, we mainly advertise to UNLV students because people should get started early. They should get started in their college years, and we want people to be successful after they graduate, not just kind of be dumped in the workplace and, you know, apply and get rejected over and over.
And then one thing with these meetings, they can be joined online if you're unable to go to the UNLV campus, right? So we do have a combination for that. And you had a question?
I was gonna say, when did these clinics start? Because a few was from a program that is helping us get a CompTIA A+. And after that, I just want to know what are like the starting dates for these clinics?
Oh no, it's ongoing all the time.
Oh, ongoing?
Yeah, well,
So,
yeah, we're
Like an onboarding
We're right now going through rebranding because we understand that the name Free Cyber Clinic is a little bit confusing in terms of like what you just asked, you know? So the logo is going to stay the same. So that's actually a really good note that you brought up, is that we're in the middle of changing our name, just something more applicable. But
yeah, so it's like year-round application. So it's pretty simple how you send in an application. We have an email, I believe. Is it on here? Okay, it's not on here, but we do have an email. Express your interest, and from there, our secretaries will guide you on how to go through our pipeline to come and initiate in our organization.
if you go to the website, it has the email on there.
Yeah.
There's steps on there.
We have a marker, we could break the email up here.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh yeah, there's. If you want to find it.
So, if I may, so I operate as a business coach, right? In your presentation, just having one more slide that would like have the circle of who you are, the community, right? The university, private sector, or maybe even government, right? That says this is how we have, this is our vision of how we interact.
Yeah.
And where you fit in.
That's a good
and
point.
that would help.
Like a topology, like viewpoint of like how we actually function.
May I write that down?
Sure.
Yeah, get that part.
I'm asking. I'm going to be on my phone.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
No worries.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are there any other questions? No?
So what's the typical engagement like? Like when they request you, how long till you guys respond? How long till you're in the door doing work and stuff like that?
I think Mon and I can double team that question. So it's pretty fast. We move pretty dang fast. I think we have a timeline of like a month maximum that we deal with a business. And when we actually send you to analyze these businesses, it's no joke. Like you're going to put in some hard work and sweat into this because we want to make sure that these business owners take us seriously and we're giving them a good product. So we're working fast and hard. So I would say at a maximum a month. What do you
Right, yeah.
think?
Our compliance officer, he will get on you if you do not finish your project within a certain timely manner, right? So that's how we're able to hold ourselves accountable. And then with each team, we do have a team lead that is making sure everything's going down the right timeline, right? Where each task is being completed at the right time.
Exactly, and the reason why we have it like that is because some people, they completely shut down their businesses or they don't want to do any more operations thinking that they have a breach or maybe they do have one. The longer we take, the more we stall out their life. So we get it done fast and we get it done efficiently, we get it done with good results. We always have people looking over spreadsheets and papers to make sure that things are, up to date, they're good quality, and we make sure that we get them done fast. And if you're having trouble, the thing that we always advocate for is communication.
A lot of filtration effort going with these products, right? So it's not just a one and done. And then I actually want to speak to that point on like the hard work that's involved with the clinic. So one thing that is talked about a lot is that we're not looking for people to just join this organization and just be like, hey, I'm just a part of it. We're looking for people that want to see results. that are going to be active members. That's part of the reason why we have that two-tier initiation for members, right? We have a lot of resources we want to give out, but we want to make sure that people that are actually gaining those resources are utilizing them and actually have like a passion, actually want to do something. We're not looking to just be, hey, come on down, we're gonna have pizza night on Friday. We're gonna shoot the shit. No, we don't want that. That's something I really want to get across in terms of like the culture that we have. So we're a little bit intense, but the proof is in the pudding. Like especially for me, like I only have about 1 year of cybersecurity experience, and that's like authentically speaking. Before this, my undergrad was criminal justice, totally not technical at all. These guys brought me up to speed real fast because I wanted it fast. I hated my last job, so I'm in now somewhere I really love. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's also something that I forgot to mention in my member experience. We do have community events. We have socials. So if you want to get to know people in the clinic more, maybe make some connections. That's how I met Carlos. I met him at our winter social, and now I'm here.
Awesome.
And yeah, with the whole rebranding, new shirts, new everything, right? So that's something to keep in mind.
If you want to be in touch, the email address is cyberclinic.unlb@gmail.com.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions we can help out with?
Well, yeah, if you just want to have conversations.
Yeah, we can
here,
just talk.
We can just talk one-to-one.
Absolutely,
Right?
yeah.
I got a question. So when you guys do like the assessments for these small businesses, do you guys have like a kind of like a go-to template you use or like a framework in mind? Like are you use NIST to kind of go in here and help this small organization up to speed?
Yeah, so NIST is something that we definitely look at. We do have a framework that we work with, but I'm a little bit timely in terms of analyzing a business. I've done about 3 of them. It's been a little while since, so I'm not exactly too sure what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Katrina, do you guys have?
I do.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so I've been on a few assessments, some of them recent. We do have like a model that we kind of follow. Obviously, the people who have not had certifications in Security Plus aren't allowed to touch anything, just in case,
Yeah.
We don't want to break anything. We don't want to cause any trouble with clients. People who have that certification, they do the scanning to see for any vulnerabilities so that we can help out clients. We try to be as non-invasive as possible because these are their lives, right? For everyone that goes on the assessment, right? Like we said, it's boots on the ground. We go into their offices and we physically talk with the clients. We talk with the people who are inside of their company, and we also check out, what they use for their work. And if they work at home, it's something that we also investigate as well. Afterwards, we always do a report to give back to them to give them feedback, and obviously, we can adjust how we to client needs. Like some clients, maybe they have good cybersecurity hygiene, and some reports are bigger than others, obviously. But we always try our best to go and give the small businesses what they really need to improve their cybersecurity, and then we might follow up later.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, just because you don't have to give me a straight answer if you're not allowed to, but when you get to a company and you're doing an assessment, do they give you like read access to see like what do they even have to identify where the vulnerabilities might be?
Well, it's kind of like the same thing with an IT team, right? Whatever the company will allow us.
Okay.
Yeah, there we have a lot of documentation that we get the business owner familiarized with to make sure that there's total transparency happening here. And that's something we're really intent on. So that's why we have a compliancy officer, because we want to make sure that because we have students that are members, we have people that aren't students that are members coming in. We want to make sure that people touching these businesses have the best intention, right? So there's a fine line there, right? There's a balancing act. So that's why we have compliance as well.
Everyone going on these assessments has to sign NDAs.
No,
Yeah.
It's cool. And we make sure that our clients feel safe and we value their information.
Hi there, welcome. Cool. Anyone else?
So if a client uses like AWS or Microsoft, would you go on there with them and like go through the settings and make sure it's right?
If they allow us.
I've done it. I've been a part of third-party systems that have helped out, and just being like, "Hey, are you all right with us going in here?" Stuff like that. Is this set up all rightly? Yeah.
Checking the configuration.
Yeah, exactly. We do very low-level stuff, right? Again, like I said, we don't actually like fix anything. We provide the education. Yeah.
But that's something in the future. No, well, that's a job, but like obviously doing those more like penetration testing, all those fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's something for the future, right? Not taking people's jobs, because that's the last thing we want to do, right? If there's already an IT professional on that company, we won't touch him, right? Because that's that IT's job. We don't want to take anything away from them.
Yeah.
So you provide a third-party courtesy audit, basically, service.
Yeah, it's well said.
It's almost like a pen test kind of, because you guys are assessing everything, you're not going to change it, but you're providing recommendations. You have like those technical people that have more experience, and then they can tell you like, yeah, this is probably the tool you want to use to scan this type of network, that way you don't break things. And
Yeah.
you're almost there. That's what it sounds like to me when you're explaining.
Yeah.
I want to clarify, it's not a pen test, we're not trying to break
No,
your
you're not
systems.
But if you're like doing a vulnerability scan, you're like, well,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's more like vulnerabilities.
Yeah, exactly. Identifying vulnerabilities and providing education.
That's the passive versus the active.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to get off topic too much, but with us like in our future, I mean that's going to be also training that's provided as well if you really want to be like that lead hacker, right? I mean, I kind of do. I kind of want to have the training for that too. So that's something we can provide in the future too.
Oh yeah.
This provides, I guess, contribution to your like GitHub portfolio that you're building, I guess, too, right?
Yeah.
Portfolios, resumes.
We do have very, let's say, technical individuals in our organization that would be able to help you become, let's say, a hacker or
Yeah.
anything along the lines of that, right? So
Yeah.
there's that.
Definitely. Anyone else just want to talk about anything?
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
go around and talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any more questions?
Oh yeah. Is there anything that anyone is like hoping to do and like struggling to find the experience in it to break into a specific industry?
I mean, I'm here because that's what I'm
Yeah.
my background is more supply chain, auditing, so
Yeah.
forth, and environmental. So I'm just adding the cybersecurity because that's what's needed. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. That's something I like to ask too, because I want to see how the clinic can enable you. Is there an appeal to the clinic that maybe we haven't discussed? That's why I bring up the whole like art thing, right?
Yeah.
That's something that a lot of people don't think about.
Yeah, the clinic isn't entirely ran by like cybersecurity professionals or software developers, right? To run an organization, you need people doing the art, you need people doing the marketing, you need people doing the business side, the treasury side. That's why we have people like Mon. There's always a place for you in the clinic, and obviously there's going to be people who are more experienced than others, and that's the fun part. People get to teach other people get to learn, and then you get new people coming in. We have a junior members program where, they start off usually in high school and we give them like research topics and any part of the clinic that they want to be a part of, they can interact with. And then once they get into college or maybe even, they leave high school and they have already that training and they get their own jobs from there, which is fantastic. They could still stay in the clinic and they could interact with us and tell us how they're doing and maybe, recommend job opportunities. We've had a lot of people come with internship opportunities to people who are in the clinic. It's always a give and take.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point that you brought up about the junior members. So these are typically members that are in high school, and we run like a little summer camp for them on like, hey, come do this camp and you'll learn like a fun way of learning cybersecurity, right? And that's actually done in unison with the National Science Foundation as well. So that we have a lot of connection here with some of these federal organizations that are pretty interested in what we're doing.
It's all volunteer based, so no fees, no payments. If you're interested, you could just come. If you want to continue, get in contact.
It was better than any fraternity I had to pay like $400 dues for.
I know.
So yeah.
Yeah, especially for people, I don't really know anyone's background here, but coming from low-income household, I can't really join most of the clubs at UNLV because they require like a payment fee to just even get in. I don't even know what they do at that point.
You're not even talking about SANS.
Yeah.
The platinum standards of cybersecurity are generally above the average pay of most, Americans.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
So having this is really important. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, because for instance, I mean, you're speaking of it from the student side, but speaking from say an experience higher in other areas, like in tech, there's a lot of manufacturing-centric type companies, like whether it's food or whatever. They weren't thinking about people hacking their food quality systems.
Yeah.
Water or the energy, critical infrastructure.
Yeah, they're
It was
industrial
about
systems.
quality. It wasn't thinking about somebody hacking, your drinking water.
Right.
And all of those areas are the most vulnerable
Big
and
time.
have the most need for people, going forward. So.
Oh yeah. Big time. Big time. No, I totally agree.
The reason this is such a resource is that a lot of smaller businesses will say, well, our IT person handles that. And it's like, in some times that's good, but in some ways that's actually the biggest risk, because if something's messed up, it's probably them who did it, whether they meant to or not. So having this as an asset, as a third party, that a business owner can go to and say, hey, just come in, let's make sure we're doing everything okay in here. You often find things that you don't expect. I do the same type of work, and you'll find weird stuff. Like, owner will say, like, you see anything weird? It's like, well, I went to go look at the audit logs, and the audit logs are disabled, so that's not good. So working with them, that solves this.
Yeah, that's something that we didn't mention, but people who haven't even had a breach come to us, right? And they say, hey, I want to improve my cybersecurity, and we give them the assessment so that way, you want to prevent it. You don't want them to have that breach and then have their information lost or compromised, and then they come to us. It's better to do it beforehand.
Cool. If you guys want to connect with me personally or anyone else up here, we have LinkedIn too. One more than welcome to just make friends too. Connections are always awesome, right? So. What's that? Hey, yeah, we're on it.
Do you have any community events, like maybe kind of like a capture the flag is something that a beginner can do, and maybe team up with a member of the cyber clinic, and that way it would be good for community engagement and building awareness.
That'd be a great idea. I've never thought about that. Is it? To write that down. Thanks,
It could be fun.
I think so too. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we do have events that UNLV does that FCC members go to, and obviously, if it's open to the public, you're always welcome to come. But yeah, I mean,
it's just not that well advertised.
Yeah, we're not gatekeeping the FCC. Anyone can join.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it's just I think it's just been a little difficult to just break away from the UNLV tie,
Well, once you start under them, it's
absolutely.
We have done CTFs with other organizations in the past. We've done one called Sandia CTF. So there's this government research lab called Sandia, and we were able to do a cyber competition with other universities. And that's how we were able to bring our name out there. But we were under UNLV at that time. It's mainly our members.
I actually forgot to ask this as well, but do we have any veterans besides the gentleman right here? Anyone that's currently in the National Guard Reserves active? That's right, Mike. Okay, well, I know Mike pretty well, but yeah, I also wanted to mention so as the head of the Veterans Committee, I'm trying my best to also help out veterans that are coming out of the service to be like, hey, these are the resources available to you in getting into the IT world or otherwise, right? And also that sense of community, that loss of camaraderie, being in the military is pretty important, that I'm big on too. So, yeah, I know there's no other veterans here, but I just want to put that out there. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of specific veteran resources that a lot of veterans don't know that are great for IT professionals that are veterans. It's pretty amazing, the stuff I found out that a lot of veterans don't know about. So, yeah.
And then at the meetings we host, we do have some guest speakers that do come in. Like yesterday, we had a lieutenant colonel from the National Guard come in, give a presentation about his joint task force. And Carlos can speak more.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's my boss. I'm in the Army National Guard. I'm a signal officer, and Lieutenant Colonel Belikov is my boss. He's in the Air National Guard, and he's a part of the Governor's Joint Task Force Cyber. If you guys are familiar with having like MGM and Caesars, right? So it's a little bit of like going from that, right? So I'm a part of that. And Lieutenant Colonel Belikov sees the clinic as like a resource of these cybersecurity professionals or people that just have passion in it and be like, hey, I should come out here and speak to these. So we have a lot of people that are pretty high profile that come to our general meetings and just come speak about what they're about. And I think next week we're also even having, I forgot his name, but he has a business and they're looking to onboard like 40 people. And I said, hey, we have IT people here, people that are about to graduate with their CS degree. They're all looking for jobs, like 80 people strong. They need jobs. You need to hire people. So we provide a lot.
And then I guess you could say we're getting our members into some high places. Like one of our members, he recently got an internship at Microsoft. So hopefully, ideally, he can build good relationships with Microsoft and then
Get us more jobs.
get us more jobs.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
And honestly, same with me. With my job, I work as a cybersecurity coordinator for the state of Nevada under the Office of the Military. I was just recently hired on for that, and this is a push for Nevada to build out its cybersecurity defense force, right? We're going to need more people, so I'm going to try to be pulling from the clinic, right? So, we're going up, I think. Yeah.
It's awesome what you guys are doing because you know what you're training in your group, so you know what kind of people you can get help with.
Yeah.
Versus you're looking online, you get 1,000 applications, you never know.
Exactly. That looking for that passion, that genuineness to want to be in the field that you're working in, other than just picking up the paycheck. The paycheck is important. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I think rock stars are really made in this field by people who just care. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to be in something and you're very passionate about it, like we have members that are like they'll see an opportunity and they'll be like, I know this member, let's get them on it immediately, and we'll like contact each other. It's I don't want to say it's a family because when you say that, it's like a big red flag. Yeah. But we watch each other's backs, right? The clinic officers watch the members, and the members watch over each other.
What if you don't know what your passion is?
That's me. about a year ago, right? I was in aviation. I was a pilot for the Army, and I thought that I really enjoyed that. I hated it so much. And I was 27, and I thought, wow, I'm gonna change my career. I don't know where I'm going, dude. So, like I said, with the diversity of the clinic, right? We have people that are art majors that are going to Boyd Law School. I mean, we have a lot of people you can talk to just to see where you want to go in life. Someone said this to me one time, and it really resonates with me. I hope it does with you too. Direction is better than speed, right? So if you don't know where you want to go in life, that's okay. You just got to look for where the direction is, and then you can start heading there. It just takes time. Everyone's on their own timeline, and that's something that I'm pretty big on, especially with members in the clinic. We push cyber pretty heavy, but I want to make sure that our members are happy where they're going in life.
I'll say this. Remember when Carlos pulled up that diagram where it showed all
Do you want to go
the
back?
different majors?
It's like number 2 or 3.
I got you.
In our org, we do have different departments, right? Those departments are, you could do PR, right? Or you do treasury work, right? And then we sort of dabbling into those areas. And if you do find a passion for finances more than cybersecurity, then that could help shape the path you move on to in the future, right? So it's like a tree. You can think of like you're moving up the ranks, and there's different types of branches you could potentially go out to, right? There's that, and then obviously we have compliance work. So you're answering papers and reports. Me, my passion there, but you never know until you try. That type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I could speak for that as well because, before I was in FCC, I worked as a contract worker, and it was so hard to get myself out there. And even when I was, you get used and abused by like the workforce. You don't get paid well, you have rough conditions, you don't have any benefits. I worked in, video game development, sometimes like regular coding just for, application programs. I did art, I did logo design. And when I joined FCC, I immediately jumped on all the opportunities. I went into the software dev team. They're developing a game now, and I'm one of the developers there because they're using the platform that I know the most about. So I can actually teach people what I know. I'm in PR. I have video production experience, so I go and I edit videos. I make art, especially for our merchandise. I started doing that recently. I love research, so I'm also on the compliance department. I'm kind of in everything, really. And yeah, I'm focused in cybersecurity, but you could just do the things that you want.
Yeah.
Really broad. It's very broad. There's a lot you can do in cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And IT in general. That's honestly my favorite part about this industry. Is that, gosh, even when you just have your foot in the door, you can talk to everyone. You talk to everyone, see what you're passionate about. Engineering, development, programming. God, there's so many things in there.
So many passions, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, part of the reason why I love IT too is just there's something new every day. It's not stale. It's super cool. It keeps you fresh, keeps you on your toes.
That's why you have to be passionate, though.
Yeah.
There's so much that's coming out. You're like, well, if you're not passionate, then you're not going to really care about the new things.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then when you do find your passion, it's kind of like,
Yeah, and this is a field that is a results-based industry, right? You either know what you know or you don't. Now, you can't really hide the funk here. You can't really talk about what you don't know. So it's you either go or you don't. Cool. Anyone else want to talk about anything?
One thing I see in this cyber field is that there's so many variants of it, and there's a long training pipeline, with your formal education, certification, training. So what do you think someone should do if they want to get into cyber to really explore the different areas before they pick one, go down the path too far and realize, oh, I like all that other stuff better, It can kind of be like you see a house you like and you buy it, and then you didn't realize all the other houses in the neighborhood are way better. What do you think?
Personally speaking, for me, something that really helped out is just looking at the certification tree list that is on Paul Jeremy's website. I believe is that the right one? Yeah. So on there, it shows all the certifications, but more than anything, at the top of this website, it shows you the different sectors of IT/cybersecurity that you can go down into, and how I essentially started going down my pathways. Okay, what is my end goal? What am I decently interested in? And then I'll just YouTube it like crazy. That really helped me out. One
of the bigger things is why we push so much for Security Plus for the people who are very interested in cyber is because it's an exam that covers such a broad range of topics, but it's like an inch deep of knowledge about everything. So then you can actually go and explore, and we have opportunities like people who like hackathons, right? We have stuff like that for them, especially at our sister
Layer 0?
Yeah, we have that at Layer 0. So you could go and explore, and if you pass your Security Plus, we reimburse you, so it's free.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I hope that answered about the exploration of seeing what you're interested in. But honestly, I think what really got me interested is watching the free computer science video from Harvard on their introductory level class on YouTube. It's totally for free. That's honestly what I just see if I was someone interested in computers.
Yeah, there's a lot of free resources online that you could just look up and find, and then if you can't find stuff, you could always interact with our members, and they can give you some stuff that they know.
Big time.
And do you guys have live lectures that we can go through during the security class?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, we do. Not from FCC themselves, but I'm pretty sure everyone here is, if they're interested in CompTIA, they've heard of Professor Messer, right? He gives free exam study materials, and he does live lectures about these exams and how to pass them. So, we also have other resources, right, on our internal website. Like we've shown before, we have practice exams, and we also have a study group too, where we all study together. Yeah. So,
I went through that whole way. I was I had a study partner, well, more like a study mentor of like one-on-one session for like an hour or more of just someone helping me out with Security Plus. I didn't take Security Plus until I got at least an 85% or above on that practice exam on the website. So yeah, I mean, we have those things, but as like for like live study sessions, I don't think we've hosted that yet.
Yeah, Carlos has helped a lot inside of our study groups. Like, he's very active.